Hi, it's Alexis. In this video, we're gonna look inside your ex's brain. If she or he dumped you, we're gonna look at what's going on in their mind. I don't know if you're familiar with that movie Inner Space. We're gonna take our spacesuit and our space shuttle, and go inside their brain to really understand what's going on, but also and mainly to understand what you should be doing if you want to get back together. Jingle.
igetmyexback.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
But before I start, as you do, you can take the quiz to know if you have any chance to get back with your ex. The link is in the first comment of the video. It takes literally 2 minutes. It's totally free and you get a result right away. First one, the journey in the mind of the jumper. A breakup is painful. So that's the first thing you have to really understand. Even if you suffer a lot right now, you have to understand that your ex suffers as well as a result of that breakup. Because it's breaking a bond or a future that also your ex envisioned with you. And I think very often I hear from my clients that they tell me, yeah, but she told me or he told me we are talking about engagement, we are talking about marriage and stuff like that, and now we broke up. So imagine it is also very painful for them because they are, by breaking up with you, deciding to end this and move on from all these amazing projects that they have with you. And it also will make you doubt your self-worth and capacity of love, because it's a failure for them as well. They invested a lot of time and a lot of effort with you. By breaking up with you, maybe they are just thinking, we'll be able to love again. They have the same doubt that you might have right now. The doubt is actually the relationship killer. The reasons vary if we use proper English, because there are many. External stresses, work-related, family-related, no time together. Again, it could be work because, I don't know, we have clients, he's a doctor and in emergency and he barely sees his ex-wife, so it was very challenging for them. You can work out and change the environment to make it better. Sex life could be also a reason for breakup. Repetition, routine, arguments, incompatibilities. There are many reasons, and actually it'd be interesting on this video if you could open a debate on what are the reasons, what you think are the reasons for your couple, for your ex to decide to break up. It'd be interesting for people watching the video to understand what other people are living as well. So what happens is, over time, there's a loss of attraction. They don't see a future with you. And the thing is, it may take them weeks or months before telling you this, before having the talk. And during this time, they might be checking with their friends, maybe. They're trying to hide what they're feeling. They're just like, okay, I had this idea, but okay, let's give it a try. And I'm gonna assess whether you're changing, whether the situation is changing, i.e. if you're too busy and not seeing each other. Okay, I told him, I don't see him often, I want to see him more. Let's see in a month, things haven't changed, and it's gonna gradually grow and grow. The third part is really pulling away and coldness. So they would wonder why they can't get over this feeling. They had this decision, it makes them scared to break up with you. So they'll ask friends around, they ask their best friend, what should I do? Should I speak with him? I talked with him, it didn't work, should I break up with him? They're gonna have a lot of uncertainty, and that's the point I want to make here. There is a lot of uncertainty in your ex's mind when they decide to break up. Always. And there's been surveys on this. About 70 to 75% of people who decided to break up were not sure about the decision. And actually in life, more generally, we're never 100% sure of the decisions we make. And so at this time, it's very likely that your ex wasn't really sure. He or she sort of made a bet. And while they pull away, you got really anxious and sometimes chase them, sometimes beg them. And this is usually, I don't have a timeline. Actually, comment if you want a timeline, but basically this would happen after the breakup. They'll start to feel detached and I feel like heartless in a way. They were together and now they feel really cold, really distant. It is when you feel that sometimes it's just before the breakup, sometimes it's right after. You know, when you exchange messages, the tone is very different. They are very detached, they are very cold. This is why all the mechanics behind is what we discussed. So the fourth is the dumper feels free. I talk about the release phase a lot. And it's normal, they relieve, they finally have time alone with their thoughts. They have achieved their goal, their sort of cunning plan of breaking up with you. There's something secret that they had. Now they can actually make it in, set it up in place. They need to figure out who they are and what they want. And that's the thing. They had this tension, they had this desire to end things. Now they have to face the consequence and really understand what they want. And the more you beg, the more they feel that you don't respect the decision. I'm going to repeat this time, especially for guys, because they don't listen to that. The more you beg, the more they feel you don't respect that decision, i.e., the worse you make it. It will cause them to feel more powerful. I talk about that, this sort of power struggle after a breakup. They decided to break up, don't push back. The more you push back, the more they push back. They get colder, they repeat the same arguments, but even with more rudeness. So they tell you something, they want to break up. You try to convince them, they'll tell you the same thing, but they will increase the tone and it's going to be nastier and nastier until they block you, until they don't want to speak with you anymore. And they tell you things like, I don't love you anymore, I don't want to see you again. And I've seen that. Don't necessarily trust them. I've seen so many cases where the dumper is a bit lying because he wants to enjoy this moment of release. No contact phase, radio silence, whatever you call it, I don't mind. The principle is the same. Don't fucking talk with them. So it forced them to, that's no contact phase will force them to be in a social mode. They will go out, have, drink, post photo online. I have an amazing life. I'm the winner. I decided to break up and, being a woo girl or whatnot. And as the time passes, their friends are less and less available to hang out because after a breakup, most people, they're very supportive. Oh yeah, I'll be with you. I'm coming with you. Let's get some drinks. But people have life and they'll feel that it's weird that you're not chasing. And that's the element of surprise of the no contact rule. They've expected you to chase them. They've expected you to still have that connection because they still have a connection. But now they're going to realize why you're not reaching out. You're going to basically cast a lot of uncertainty in their mind. Again, we are looking at what's going on in the dumper's head. This is what's going to happen. They'll feel like, well, I'm having fun. I'm enjoying my time. Well, now I have less time for myself. What is he doing now? Who is he seeing? I mean, that's not what I expected from him or her. And they're looking at your social media, there's nothing to see. And I actually am a big believer on not to post so many things on social media to prove that you're over your ex. Leave it mysterious. And so they're going to assume that you're handling the breakup better than them. And it is going to be very difficult on them because, again, they had the power, they decided to break up. Now they are suffering the consequence of breaking up with you, i.e. being alone and facing that loneliness. But in exchange, it would reassure me if I was a dumper to see you sad, right? You don't want to make them win in that front. You don't want to make them feel they're winning, make them feel they made the right decision. Okay, again, we are in the dumper's head. I expect, as a dumper, to see you cry, to see you suffer, to see you sad. And if I don't see that, I'm going to be puzzled. I'm going to be, what the fuck is going on? So they made it, but the new person isn't familiar. That's also a big question. In this community, I have a lot of questions on that rebound relationship. The rebounds How could they match the relationship you had with your partner? They're gonna pick up someone to have fun, someone maybe different than you, someone exactly like you. They want to try to compare, but how could that be similar? They're gonna have like chit chat about holidays, about what you're doing in life, the typical first date, similar to a job interview, things like that. Anyone fine will be less interested, but you appear disinterested, which is very frustrating. This is what you have to create. It's frustration. I should have some keywords, key emotions that you have to create at each phase of the no contact, at each phase of that breakup, post-breakup. 6, reaching out. They will reach out. They will reach out because we cast the doubt. They're not sure about what they're doing. Now they have this release phase, they experience that release phase of enjoying their time, but now they're actually thinking, what the heck? There's mystery, there's frustration that will force them to reach out. And I'm not saying they're gonna pick up the phone and say, hey, it's been 2 months, I miss you so much, let's get back together. It never happens like that. I'll explain you a little bit. So the thing is, the reasons of the breakup have run out of steam. Those tension, those nasty emotions, those resentments with time have disappeared or really reduced in intensity. That's what happens in everyone's brain. It doesn't depend on the relationship, the personality, the IQ. It's everybody will like that. Our brain is wired to forget painful memories and remember only the good memories. So they just see if you're angry or okay. They want to see what's your status right now. Maybe you'll be desperate and want them right away, and they have no idea, and that's why they want to contact you. They are dying to know what you're up to. They are dying to know what's going on in your head. That's what would happen in a dumper's head. Not knowing is awful. And so they will wait for a response and not sure if you even reply. And when you do, there's going to be a lot of adrenaline, cortisol, all these nasty molecules in their body, stress molecules. And it's easy to talk to you after this time of not being around anymore. Before I move on to the key takeaway, just to remind you that I have free coaching sessions, 15 minutes, that you can book any time of the week for you to speak with me, because watching my videos is amazing, it's great, I love that you watch my videos, but sometimes for you it's more interesting and it has more value to have a proper chat, and for me to meet with you, I love to have a discussion with you. At the end of the day, what makes my day is to help people get a second chance with their love partner. Now, the key takeaways. Doubt is always the relationship killer. So use this time apart to fix this. What was wrong in your relationship? We mentioned that. Maybe go back to the video, look at the bullet points. Maybe look at the comment section of people. What are the things they are sharing? It'd be interesting actually to have a study about that, a discussion about that. But use that time to work on that. Get a coach, if you're fat and want to lose weight, get a personal trainer. If you have anxiety, panic attacks, if you are too controlling person, get a therapist to help you manage those things, those behaviors that are toxic, that have been toxic in the relationship. Remain calm in the breakup. Don't chase, don't beg, don't think that sending a letter will solve everything. Fight those gut feelings that actually are super dangerous. In those situations, gut feelings are really, really bad for you. Use this time, as I said, to work on yourself, to become a better person, to become a better partner, because as we saw, what's going on in the dumper's head is a doubt about the relationship. That pain of getting that relationship or ending that relationship, then that surprise of not seeing you running after them. Enjoying that time alone while being very frustrated that you don't react as they expected, and then having that anxiety to pushes them to contact you, to just check in and see what's going on, because there's so much mystery that they want to know. You know, they've been with you for a long time. They've built a lot of things with you. They want to know what you're up to. In a nutshell, let go, but don't give up. Like the video if you like the video. Yes, that's what people do. Take care.